The WTO Seminar on Food Security on 26 April 2022 comes at a very momentous time. Food security has always constituted a key priority, if not the highest priority for all countries in the world, as the right to food is one of the most fundamental human rights for mankind. Food security is enshrined in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 2, target of ending hunger of all forms of malnutrition by the 2030. Food security is unfortunately today again on the top of the global policy agenda. According to the FAO, between 720 million and 811 million people face hunger in the world in 2020. The projections on how many people will face hunger and malnutrition in the coming months are alarming, as highlighted by the World Food Programme. The COVID-19 pandemic, as well as other causes such as conflicts, including the armed conflict in Ukraine, have contributed to this worrying trend. Trade and food security has therefore been and remains more than ever today a key priority for all WTO members, including in the ongoing agricultural negotiations, which I have the privilege of chairing. All members agree on the need for the WTO to make a meaningful contribution to the global effort aimed at addressing the food security concerns of millions of people in the world. All members also agree that trade is an essential element in achieving food security. And all the topics covered by the agricultural negotiations can be related either directly or indirectly in the food security. This is true for public stockholding for food security purposes, as well as domestic support export restrictions, exemption of export restrictions on food purchases by the WFP, market access, the special safeguard mechanism, cotton, and export competition. But the relationship between trade and food security is a complex one, and members have different views and priorities. It is therefore important to have an in-depth discussion to examine holistically this relationship between trade and the multiple dimensions of food security, including access, availability, stability, and use in light of recent developments and new challenges. This is precisely the objective of the WTO Seminar on Food Security, which brings together some of the best senior-level experts from international organizations and think tanks, as well as representatives from a number of countries with different food security profiles, to share their national and regional experiences. This event is a contribution to deepening understanding among members of the main drivers behind food and security, and how policies and rules impact trade and markets on the achievement of food security goals. This event will thus help members to assess what concrete steps they can take at the WTO Ministerial Conference in June and afterwards, so that trade can contribute to achieving food security in all countries and help improve people's lives around the world. Thank you so much.